Hi students, my name is Mrs. Dupree and I will be your English 112 instructor. I'm really excited to have you in the class and I'm really hopeful that this will be a great learning experience this term. Today, we're going to go over a couple things. First, I really want to go over your syllabus. It's really important that you understand the nature of this document so that you know what you're getting into as we enter into the class together. In your Blackboard page here to the left, you'll see faculty information. This is the information that you can reference back to when you need me or just need some information about how to get in touch with me. My email is ltdupree@gaston.edu. My telephone number is 704-685-1007, and I'm located in Dalpias 136. My office hours are Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 8 to 11 a.m. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's from 7:30 to 8. And again, from 9 to 11:30. That gap of time in between is due to the class that I teach at the Lincolnton campus. Again, I'm Logan Dupree. I'm native to this area. I actually graduated from West Lincoln High School, and I still live in the Lincoln County area. I completed my undergraduate work at NC State University, and I got a Bachelor of Arts degree in literature and writing. And then I went on to finish my graduate work at East Carolina University. During that point in time, we lived in Hawaii. My husband was a military officer. And I had the opportunity to study Indigenous literature in Hawaii, and I got to go abroad and do some studying in London with some professors from ECU. I love Gaston College. I've been here for 5 years now. I started out as a part-time adjunct instructor, and then I moved on to full-time, and I'm going into, I guess it's been almost 3 years that I've been full-time at the college. I love my students, and I love the population of people that I get to work with here at Gaston. I do have a family that I love to spend time with outside of my work. I married my college sweetheart. We met at NC State and we got married at 22 and we have 3 children. We have a 4-year-old Adeline, my son JT, and then my youngest son whose name is Colt Dupree. So again, you can find this information right here in faculty information. I look forward to learning more about you in the discussion boards this week. So the first thing that we're going to go over is our course syllabus. And again, this document is so important so that you understand what you're getting into and you understand the nature of the course. So we just went over all of my contact information, which is at the beginning of the syllabus. The course description, this is the second course that you should be taking. Most of you took English 111 or you tested out of English 111 or you took something that took the place of English 111. This is 112 and it introduces research techniques, documentation styles, and writing strategies. There's an emphasis that's placed on analyzing information and ideas and incorporating research findings into documented writing and research projects. Completing this, you should be able to evaluate and synthesize information from primary and secondary resources. The general education competencies meet information literacy and educational technology, communication, math and scientific reasoning, humanities and fine arts, and social and behavioral sciences. Your learning outcomes are the things that you should be learning each week, and I'll have those identified in your weekly folders. Again, I'll show you what those are and where those are located later on in this welcome module. So the things that you should know how to do, you should recognize, analyze, and apply various models of argumentative writing. You'll be able to define and analyze major examples of logical fallacies. You'll be able to quote, summarize, paraphrase sources and assignments, essays, oral presentations, and test. You'll be able to synthesize all those sources into a unified essay, and then you'll be able to correctly apply MLA documentation. Please keep in mind, this is a 3-credit-hour course. And this is an online course. Your announcement, the course syllabus, the content, it will all be delivered using Blackboard. You need to ensure that you have your GC Active Directory login so that you can access the Blackboard page through the GC website. In Blackboard, you will access all of your online lessons, your course materials, and your additional resources. Your activities may consist of readings, discussion forums, homework assignments, collaboration with peers, essays, and other online activities. Your ebook will be embedded into your Blackboard page. And again, when I go through the course navigation, I'll show you where that's at. The only thing I would recommend is for you to get an APA or MLA guidelines chart, and you can get that at the Gaston College bookstore. You do need to ensure that you have a really strong internet connection and access to Blackboard, your learning management system that's used by Gaston College, or other publishing content. And then for Microsoft Office 365, please know that you will have to download Microsoft Office 365. You will not be able to use the online version. If you don't have it, you can download those programs for free. And there's a tutorial later on in this welcome module that'll show you how to do that through your Gaston College email. Again, if you do not download this, you will not have access to all the tools you need. That's how I review student essays, and you're also going to have some recording tools using PowerPoint that is not available in the online version. For Chromebooks, I'm going to briefly go over this. So I know a lot of schools use Chromebooks. There do tend to be some issues that pop up, and there's some content that you may not be able to see. That's okay, but I do need you to communicate to me if you see that I've announced something, like that I've left feedback or that I've posted a video and for some reason you cannot see it. You need to reach out to me earlier than later so that we can troubleshoot and solve that problem together. There are other ways I can send you that information, but what I don't want to happen is for you to let me know 2 hours before a deadline, or I posted everything on Monday and you have an assignment due Wednesday and you're letting me know at the last hour on Wednesday. Make it a habit, especially if you have a Chromebook, to make sure that you can see all the information that I'm referencing. We are not going to be using Respondus in this course. This is an integrity software system that a lot of courses use when they give tests or quizzes to ensure that students are having integrity. But for the purposes of this course, you will not need that. Class attendance and participation. This is a really big one, and I'm going to briefly go over it. But again, you have this document so that you can review it and look back over it if necessary. Essentially, the college demands that students participate in 90% of the class. That means that if you miss 10% or more of the scheduled assignments or lectures or anything that has to do with the course, then you can be withdrawn. And if you start missing after the withdrawal period, then you will receive a failing grade. For my particular class policy, if a student earns more than 3 zeros, they will be withdrawn from the course. I send a VSO alerts to remind students once they have hit the 3-0 policy. If you earn that 4th zero, you'll receive an alert that you have been withdrawn due to participation. For online attendance and participation, the college expects each student to participate in every instructional activity. For online sessions, this is not any different than the classroom, but it's shown basically in a different way. For online courses, I have to look at what you're turning in, and that is what affects your attendance. The only exceptions that I make for this are through documented emergencies. This is from either illnesses that require you to stay home, hospitalizations, deaths in the family, or other catastrophic events. And then only with official documentation will I ensure that you get to remain in the course. And students, remember, this requires us to communicate. So if something pops up, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'd much rather know earlier so that we can work together and we're on the same page, and we can ensure that you're able to stay up to date in the class. The withdrawal process. Students who have not participated for 21 consecutive days can be withdrawn from the instructor, and the last day to withdraw is Thursday, April 21st. After that point in time, if you stop participating or if you hit that 4-0 policy, at that point in time, you receive an F for the course. Before April 21st, you can receive a withdrawal instead of that failing grade. Keep in mind, even though the college's policy is 21 days, my particular policy is missing more than 3 assignments. And at that point, that will only be between 10 and 14 days. So you will never really get close to that 21-day policy for this course. Evaluation. This is how you're going to be evaluated on your grades. For your assignment types, you're going to have major writing assignments, which are worth 40% of your grade. You're going to have homework assignments, which are worth 20%, discussion boards, which are worth 20%. Your midterm oral presentation will be worth 5%, and your final oral presentation will be worth 15%. Here is the letter grade scale. It goes from A to F. It's 90 to 100 for an A, 80 to 89 for a B. A C is 70 to 79, a D is 60 to 69, and an F is anything 59 or below. Makeup policy. The student is responsible for all material covered in each course for which he or she is registered. In no instance does an absence from the class relieve the student from the responsibility for any performance of any coursework. The student is responsible for initiating a request to make up work because of the class absence. The decision to assist the student, including test and work, rests with the instructor. The instructor may require verification of medical or personal circumstances presented by the student to influence their decision. Coursework not made up may affect a student's grade in the final evaluation. My class policy. Online homework must be submitted before or by the due date published in the instructions. Homework submitted after the due date will receive a 0. I do not accept late homework, assignments, discussion boards, or presentations unless there is an extreme circumstance that was out of the student's control. However, for essays, you must turn essays or projects in by the published date to get full credit. However, if you miss the deadline for some reason, I do give a 3-day grace period. For each day that the project is late, you lose a letter grade. If your essay project is not completed by class time on the due date, try not to miss other assignments trying to make it up, because we're going to still be covering material that you don't want to miss. You will have a midterm oral presentation. This will allow you to reflect on what you've learned for the semester. It's going to be very informal, and it's more or less an opportunity to ensure you know how to work the PowerPoint technology before your final presentation. The final assignment is your oral presentation, which is worth 15% of your grade, and each student will present on the findings of their research paper that we'll talk about later on in the semester. A detailed explanation of the assignment will be presented much later. Viewing grades. This is really important. Students are graded for every single assignment that they do. Please be advised that your grades will appear in the Blackboard gradebook. Essay grades will be recorded within 2 weeks of the due date. I give myself 2 weeks because I do offer you a lot of feedback so that you can really learn and grow and understand where your grade came from. So please make sure you're giving me 2 weeks to complete those. The final assessment will be completed in the final week of the semester, and it will be posted the last day of the term. We're going to go over a course outline and schedule, and that's what you'll reference for specific meeting times and dates, lectures, assignments, everything that you'll need to know for this course. This is going to be located in your course information portion of Blackboard. Activity and assignment details will be explained in each week's corresponding weekly folder. If you have questions, don't ever hesitate to reach out. You'll always have detailed information about your due dates in your weekly folder, as well as the course schedule. The final presentation takes place of the final exam, so you will not have a test for this class at the end of the term. And that is going to be due on May 5th at 4 p.m. And then this is some important information that I like to share with students. No matter what your ability is, effort is what ignites that ability and it turns it into accomplishment. That is by one of my favorite researchers and writers, Carol Dweck. I believe this statement to be true. You are all coming from various writing backgrounds, experiences, and levels of achievement. The goal of this course is to leave a better writer and researcher than the day you're reading this syllabus. The only way to ensure that happens is by giving your best effort. You're making a conscious decision as to what kind of student you want to be in this course, and it is my greatest joy to walk alongside you in that process. Many of you will ask the question, what does it take to be successful in this course? And that answer is contingent on what you define as success. I don't like to define that by grades, but I will share a few tips with you and what I deem a successful student. Students who succeed in this course have an open communication with the instructor and they ask good questions. They have a plan of action and how they plan to successfully complete their work each week. They use the Writing Center and other free resources that offer helpful feedback. They do not see feedback as a failure, but they use them as an opportunity to improve. They look for ways to improve their craft and they seek resources to find a better understanding of concepts. Instructors love to give more resources when they're asked. They never give up and they work with their community groups effectively and openly. Please know it is a joy and privilege to teach. It is not just my job, it is my calling. I truly care about each one of you, and I do my best to create a space where you feel accepted, comfortable, and enthusiastic about the learning process. If you are struggling with this course, please communicate with me earlier than later. The earlier we work together, the greater potential we have to troubleshoot any issues you are having with the course or writing concepts. Again, it is my greatest joy to walk alongside you in this learning process. I do have a few ground rules as we work together. Have great respect for every person in the course, including me. Remember, you've been given the gift of an opportunity to learn and to grow. Challenge yourself and ask questions. You cannot learn what you do not ask. Let's work together and make this a fun and purposeful semester. Part 3, these are your policies, procedures, and best practices. FERPA. What FERPA means is that if you are a high school student or if you are a student that is still living at home with a guardian, I am not allowed to talk to those people about your status in the course, your grades, or anything else that has to do with course material. If you have a parent that wants to be involved, they can come up to the college and they can sign what we call a FERPA form, and you're welcome to reach out to me if you have a parent that's interested in that. You have a right to ensure that I provide you with a course syllabus, that my sessions start on time, that your assignments are graded with constructive feedback and they're returned in a timely manner. This says within 1 week for assignments, but remember for papers, that's 2 weeks. That you will regularly use text and other course materials as stated in the syllabus, and that your activities will adhere to course and college outcomes. I have the right to expect that you will read the syllabus and ask for clarification, that you will be in class on time, and what that means for online students is ensuring that you're turning in your assignments on time. That you will submit your assignments and that you've completed them independently, and that you will obtain and use all required text and course materials. As your instructor, I'm committed to your success for this course. For that reason, if you demonstrate any academic performance or behavioral problems that impede your success, I may discuss and attempt to resolve the issue with you, or if the situation requires, I may forward my concern to a success coach. My goal is to make your learning experience in this course as meaningful and successful as possible. You're also encouraged to approach me if you're experiencing any problems that are related to this course. The Student Emergency Assistance Program, which we call SEEP, if you are having an issue and you need assistance, this is the telephone number to call. And this is the web page that you can go to for student support. And this is for tuition, books, academic supplies, or anything that you need to be successful as a student. The Student Outreach Program can assist you with personal or academic related concerns. If you are missing, if you are having a food gap, a wage gap, something going on in your family, you're welcome to reach out to this telephone number or to access through this college portal login. Here at Gaston, we really do care about you and we want to ensure that you have everything that you need to be successful in and out of the course. Behavioral policies. You are expected to respect the rights of others who express different opinions and learn without intimidation or disruption. Dishonest behavior, whether that is cheating or plagiarism, is not tolerated in the class. Students caught cheating will be referred to the Associate VP of Student Affairs for disciplinary action. Disruption in the class will result in a student being asked to leave a classroom. Please be sure that you understand what plagiarism means before you submit a paper. Here is the college policy. According to the student handbook, all students have the right to a safe, peaceful, honest educational environment. So when in judgment of college officials, a student's conduct disrupts or threatens to disrupt the college community, appropriate disciplinary action will be taken to restore and protect the mission, safety, peace, and integrity of the college. Certain behaviors are prohibited, including but not limited to dishonesty, theft, damage to college property, violation of the drug and alcohol policy, indecent conduct, violation of the sexual harassment policy, intentional obstruction or disruption of teaching, mental or physical abuse of any person, the violation of the computer resources that are acceptable to use policy, the student code of conduct, disciplinary procedures, and policies listed above all appear in the student handbook. Academic honesty and integrity. It is the expectation that Gaston College students maintain integrity and high standards in every aspect of their academic work. Any student who violates the Gaston College standards of academic honesty and integrity will be subject to disciplinary action. Actions that violate academic honesty and integrity may include, but are not limited to, cheating, fabrication and falsification, multiple submissions, plagiarism, complicity, and academic dishonesty. And additional information on academic honesty and integrity, including examples of acts that may constitute a violation, is provided in your student handbook. Investigation and determination. Any instructor suspecting academic honesty and integrity violations will follow these steps to address the concerns. The instructor suspecting the alleged violation will present concerns to the student and provide an opportunity for the student to explain or refute. The student will be allowed to comment on the evidence, to present evidence to clarify in the issue of a question. And based on the evidence presented in the student's concern, the instructor will determine whether or not an academic honesty and integrity violation has occurred. And that will result in one of the following findings. Either it has or has not happened. For the violations, this is the policies that the college is now asking us to use. Please ensure you understand this, as this is what I will be using in my own classroom. For the first offense, it will be an informal coaching or a formal written warning. The college's student conduct officer, the dean of student development, will be notified of the offense with no further action requested, and a 0 may be given. In my class, it will be given. The second offense is an official conduct violation form will be submitted to the college's student conduct officer, and a 0 for that test or assignment will be given. The third offense, a reduced grade, including an F for the course in addition to the above actions. The following additional factors are considered in all determination or in the action steps. The damage resulting from the misconduct, the student's motivation, the student's prior academic honesty and integrity or disciplinary record, the behavior subsequent to the violation, the nature and seriousness of the offense, and the program's specific rules. Multiple violations of the standards of academic honesty and integrity in occurring courses and even over multiple semesters may result in an acceleration of actions. Any actions taken will become part of the student's disciplinary record at the college. An academic integrity appeal. A student who would like to appeal an academic honesty and integrity decision by a faculty member that affects their status in a course should appeal to the appropriate supervisor or curriculum chair and director. If not satisfied by the decision at this level, the student may appeal to the appropriate dean. Failing to receive satisfaction at that level, a student may appeal to the vice president, and the decision of the vice president is final. Academic complaints and procedures. Guys, I'm going to briefly go over this. Essentially, if you're having an issue in the course, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm not a perfect teacher. I am going to make mistakes. There are going to be moments that I type something incorrectly or I overlook something in Blackboard. And if that's the case, please feel free to reach out to me so that I can make amends to that mistake. However, if after we've spoken, you and I cannot reach an agreement, you are welcome to reach out to my department chair, and here is his contact information. His name is Dr. Joe Argent, and his supervisor is our Dean of Arts and Sciences, which is Tanya Broom. The ADA statement, essentially, if you have accommodations, if you have needs that need to be met so that you can be successful in the classroom, please ensure that you have that documented with our counseling center. They will then send me that documentation, and I will make sure that you have everything you need to be successful in the class. Electronic communication devices. This doesn't really pertain to an online platform. I will tell you, keep Netiquette in mind. If you are recording yourself for one of your presentations, it's probably best that you're not typing on your cell phone. Keep some of those practices in mind as you do things that maybe will show on a camera screen. Campus security and safety. If you're ever on campus, here is some information to ensure that you're able to stay safe. You have your campus police and safety webpage, and then you have all of your emergency preparedness information there as well. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you fully understand the syllabus now that we've gone over it. And the document will also be attached in course information in the left-hand toolbar of your Blackboard page. And if you have any questions about the syllabus, again, please do not hesitate to reach out.